Haine is a flashy movie. It's got that sleek black and white aesthetic with cuts that go and montages and mirror shots and crane shots and dolly zooms and split focus shots and great music, and it's all a filmmaker's dream. But this video is particularly about the heart of Haine, the message they were trying to get across. Haine is one of those movies that forces your eyes open, just like Saeed does at the beginning of the film. For the 90 minutes that you sit in the theater, you are privy to the injustices that exist in society. And when it's all too much, when you can't take it anymore, you close your eyes to the horrors and the movie ends. Vincent Cassel said in this interview that if the film can make people aware of what's going on in the projects, then it's done a good thing. I have no idea where this interview is from, and if you do, let us know in the comments because it seems very interesting. But that point alone stands as a great thesis for the film. It's a window into the political landscape of France in the 90s, and it's still relevant today. Police brutality is rightfully causing riots, but those riots are being used to give police even more of a reason to crack down and keep suppressing the local population. Haine is a cycle of hate, an examination of the phrase violence begets more violence. The film follows three young men, Vinz, Saeed, and Hubert, through the projects of France and their trip to Paris, as they wait for news of their friend Abdel, who was hospitalized in critical condition after police beat him while in custody. The film starts with a gunshot, as if this is all a flashback, and introduces us to each character with their name. Saeed graffitis his name onto a police car along with the phrase, "Fuck the police." Vinz is asleep after a long night of rioting, and Hubert is silently mourning the loss of his gym, which was burned down in the riots. We learn that each character has a different temperament. Vinz is about action. If Abdel dies, he wants revenge against the police, an eye for an eye. He's constantly picking fights and pulling out the gun he found, but it's often Saeed and Hubert who get in trouble because of his actions. They're more likely to be seen as immigrants and racially profiled by the police. Hubert is the more level-headed one, trying to persuade Vinz that killing one cop won't make a difference. It would only end with him dead or in prison. Saeed is more caught in the middle. He clearly sides with Hubert and has no intention of shooting anyone, but is maybe a closer friend to Vinz. He acts as the bridge between them. There are a lot of great scenes in this first half of the movie, split up by this time indicator that reads more like a doomsday clock. We see the characters in their natural environment, whether that's at home, having fun with friends, or having run-ins with the police. Though I could make a longer video picking apart every scene, instead I'll just focus on a few that I want to discuss. First, the scene where they're all hanging out on the rooftop but they're forced off by the police. Vinz insults this one, calling him a pig. Remember this because it will come back later. Then, the scene where they talk about a celebrity getting pissed off during a candid camera show. For the longest time, I didn't get the point of this scene. It seems so irrelevant to the rest of the film. But on my recent viewing, I think I get it. It's still about the title, hate, just a different form. The one time they aren't discussing the Abdel situation, their entertainment still relies on hate. Seeing other people, celebrities, get literally rage-baited into insulting fans. I may be wrong, but I think they included it to show just how prevalent hate is in every aspect of our society, even entertainment. We see Abdel's brother try to shoot at the cop who got Saeed out of jail earlier, and when he misses, he's arrested by a group of police, including the one from the rooftop earlier, who calls them scum. This is seen, especially by Hubert, as exactly what would happen to Vinz if he tried doing the same. So, while running away, Vinz draws his gun on an officer, but Hubert stops him, forcing them to flee to Paris for the day. In the second half of the film, the characters are in an unfamiliar setting. They find themselves arguing about Vinz's intention to hit back when this old guy starts talking about Grunwaldzki. Grunwaldzki was being sent to a Siberian work camp, but along the way he felt embarrassed about having to shower and defecate with the other prisoners. One day he went off into the bushes to take his dump, but couldn't catch up to the train because every time he reached out his hand, his pants fell down and he would stop to pull them back up instead of getting on the train. It's a humorous story, but I think it's brought up to portray the character's situation. Each day in the projects, they have to choose between giving up their dignity or holding on to their pride, even if it means death. Vince has had enough of it. He wants to retaliate, but he'll end up like Grunwaldzki. There are different interpretations of this scene. It's left open-ended on purpose, but that's what I choose to believe. We also see that the police here are more polite on the surface when they see you as a citizen, but as soon as they have a reason to racially profile and arrest you, they're just as corrupt and just as violent. There's no wonder this film angered a lot of French police. Either they felt it was misrepresenting them or exposing them. There's a ton of great scenes in the second half, but I'd like to focus on the end as it's most thematically appropriate to this video. When Abdel has died and Vince is finally given a chance for revenge, not against a cop but against a skinhead, a Nazi, he has no reason not to shoot. Hubert eggs him on, telling him there may be good cops but there's no such thing as a good Nazi. But I think he knows Vince doesn't have it in him. He almost vomits at the thought of taking a human life. It's more difficult than he imagined. But just when he's ready to give up the gun, and with it his hate, the cycle comes full circle. That one cop he insulted in passing, the one from the rooftop and the arrest, finds Vince and intimidates him for revenge. The gun goes off. Before he could escape the cycle of hate, Vince became a victim of it. Hubert takes aim at the cop as we hear the poem from the beginning of the film, the one he quoted earlier. Haine is a film about a guy and a society, both falling from a skyscraper. On their way down, they keep telling themselves, so far so good, so far so good, so far so good. It's not about how they fall, it's about how they will land. Will we escape the system of violence before it claims us? And will the society be fixed before it falls like all others before it? So, how do I summarize all of this? I've always hated conclusion paragraphs in essays, so let's just go back to my thesis, that interview clip. If Haine can at least make people aware of what's going on, then it's done a good thing. Haine isn't going to fix our society, it's a film, but it has the power to make people think, hopefully make people care. Whether you walk away from Haine with a new perspective, or if it beautifully portrayed what you already knew, if it can persuade people to take action and stand up against police brutality, then it's done something more. It's a work of art, that's what film is, and that's why we talk about it. And that's it. That's everything I could think to say about Haine. Wait, I forgot to talk about the cow.